Hi guys, this is your video for how to do your final project as planned. Right, I told you guys I would have it for you by Wednesday, and so I woke up a little late. But I know you guys are probably used to doing the same thing. So what I wanted to explain to you guys, right, this is your final project. Right, this is our last assignment for this year. Right, and I want to make it something that you guys had some experience with. It's very close to what we've done in the past, just so that way it's not not all brand new. The only thing that's different mainly about this particular one is that instead of using Google sources, what I'm going to have you guys using is these types of sources here. So the ones that I have listed. Right, and I wanted to show you guys how to do that. So each one of you guys got a copy of this guy here. So let me go ahead and go to here, right? And so each one of you guys got a copy of this slide, right? I would urge you guys use the one that I provided for you. That way it doesn't get lost. That way I can see it. Okay, um, so anyway, you guys, I went through and I gave you guys a document on here. So that's this one right here. So the instructions, right? And so this guy, so right. So with this, few things that I've changed on this compared to what I've done in the past. Right. Biggest thing down here is that obviously you're not going to be presenting it in class. I'm not going to have you guys record the presentations. You're just gonna make the presentation slide for me, so that way I can go through and read it and understand kind of how it works. So right, so things like you're gonna pick an environmental issue or topic, right? And so I put all the topics down here at the bottom, right? So all the way from global warming, overfishing, overpopulation. So the ones that we've done, we did similar ones to these in the past, right? I would urge you guys, if you already know the topic, I would start with the one that you guys already did the first time, and you're just going to be using ones with better sources, right? And so when we talk about using reputable sources, right, that's really what we're talking about on here. So, right, so on these, right, what is it, right? So how does it affect the Earth, right, overall? Right? And so one of the things, right, you can think about this, you can think globally, but we're going to be looking at it mainly from a local perspective, right? So maybe, right, depending on what you guys choose, right, things like the river, right? So those type of things, agriculture, lots of those are around our area, so that way you guys can kind of see how these are affecting things. Okay, and so what is the cause of the environmental issue, right? Explain the root and other causes of the problems. Okay, must have science behind it, right? So what I don't want to see is websites that are used that are not reputable, right? What I'm looking for is the actual science behind it, right? Right. So what I want to see on here is numbers and data, right? And so um, you want to have a graph of some real numbers, right? So obviously, probably these are probably not ones that you guys have made. These are ones that you're going to find on your different sources, right? I would like to see some real life examples, right? So real examples that are relevant to whatever topic it is that you guys choose, right? So solutions to the problems, right? So because a lot of times we can talk about problems, but we're not really looking for the solutions, and that's what one of these is going to be here, right? So right? So now, solutions that you and your classmates can do or support, right? You could do something like that, right? As much as possible, try to keep it local, right? So on here, this is the rubric. This is what I'm going to be using to grade it. I have it on here in two different places. I have it here and then also in classroom, so that way you don't have to keep coming back to this one right here. So where it says the 5-point criteria for 100 points, this is going to be doubled, so it's 200 points, right? Because it is your final, right? And so, so places where you guys are going to, right, you just type in whatever topic or one that you guys have chosen, right? And so on this slide here, you're going to talk about the environmental problem, the background. Hey, again, 7 words per line, right? So no more than 7 words per line, right? Underline keywords as you use it, as kind of how I did it on your instructional document. You want to underline the keywords, right? Okay, so ways that you guys underline things, right? So you go here and you just go to, you can either use Control U or you can just click on this one right here, okay, to underline the words. Okay, and so now your sources, these guys here. So like, for example, when I go here, I have open here a couple of the different ones, so I just kind of went in order that I did it up here. So, right, so Encyclopedia Britannica, for this one, it requires no login, no password, nothing like that. So this is all free, right? And so some of the other ones that we use here at the high school um, to research your topics, and probably next year you guys are going to be doing more research reports, and you guys will need sources like these. And so, so for example, right, I searched on here in Encyclopedia Britannica, I just chose eutrophication, right? And so what it does, right, when I search those in here, it comes up with a few different options. So I just chose the top one there, and so then that way you can get information. Okay, and so now when you use information from these, your cited sources, right? So if you click over here, right, this is your cited source. Okay, and so what I can do now is I can copy and paste this. This is your citing, so it's not just a web link. And so what you'll do is you'll go down over here and you'll put that, you'll paste it just like this one here. So right, basically what I'll do is I just paste it over the top of that. Okay, this is your works cited link and what's called MLA. And so that was the first one. That's Encyclopedia Britannica, right? And so now as I go down, right, so the Gale.com, right? So for this one, there is a password. The password is just school. Okay, so when you go here, you click here, right, and it's gonna, and for me, it's still signed me in, but it'll pop up and it'll say enter your password. Just type in school, right, and so that will make it so it remembers who you are. Okay, and so this one here, ProQuest has both a username and a password. Okay, so the username is Kings Canyon. The password is CaseUSD123 and with an exclamation mark in all caps. Okay, and so right when you go here to this guy, and you wait for it to load. Okay, and so so for here, so mine, I've already logged in, so this is what it's going to look like once you've logged in. You just put the username and the password, right? So for instance, here I'll just close all these here so that way I can log in again, right? And so okay, it'll pop up and it'll say username and password. Oh, I guess not. Right, but when you come back in, it'll say username and password. You can just copy and paste those into there, and then you can put in your information there, right? And so, so the very last slide is going to look something like this, right? So your not that one, right? So your works cited slide will look like these. Okay, these are your works cited page or your bibliography, both the same thing. Okay, and so if you're writing a report, this would be in alphabetical order, but you don't really need to do that for Google Slides. Okay, and so, right, and I will be doing a check-in to see how you guys are doing along the way. Right, if you guys have any questions, concerns, anything like that, I'm going to send you guys this on Remind. I'm obviously sending this video, and you probably got it through Remind as well, but this will also be available on Classroom. Okay, so, hey, thanks again for listening.